welcome back. That's right, we're in the kitchen. They received the Mobile 5-Star Award, and they're throwing a royal Thanksgiving dinner for the families of the Ronald McDonald House.
And here to cook us some delicious soup from the sanctuary at Kiawah Island, we want to welcome Chefs Riley McGillis and Nick Hunter. Good to see you guys.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
And we have to say thank you to you for donating your time to the Ronald McDonald House. We think that's great.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure.
It's going to be
It really
a neat
is.
experience, and also something that we should mention, you can help at home. If you just watched our segment on the Ronald McDonald
That's
House
right.
and you want to know what you can do to help besides volunteering, you can come eat at the sanctuary at Kiawah Island on Thanksgiving Day, and part of the proceeds are going to go to the Ronald McDonald House.
Easy enough.
They're going to match it.
Yes, we are. We are. The banquet team does a great job of really giving back to the community as far as that's concerned. What we're going to display here is a little autumn squash bisque that we do at our restaurant for our buffet.
Nice.
We procure a lot of our squashes from a gentleman named Joe Fields, which is an organic farm on John's Island.
Wonderful.
We got a few different kinds here, so feel free. You use what's in season. That's what makes the best soup.
So those aren't just decorations.
No, sir. Those are the real thing. We actually have some roasting off in the oven here.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
You can see what they should look like.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so you just kind of hollow out the center and roast them.
And
Right,
what
you
did
want-
you put on top there?
Those are dried yellow mustard seed, and you want to just rub it with olive oil, clean the seeds out.
Yeah.
Roast them for about 30 minutes at 375.
And you just leave the skins on and everything?
You can actually hull them out. Once you roast them, the skin and the meat just come right apart.
See,
It's
I
really
think
easy
a
to
lot
do.
of people are afraid of these because they do see them as decorations.
Right.
They do a little bit.
But they're so tasty.
Yeah,
And then what
they
do
all
we
got
have in the
different
pot?
flavors. It's great. This is a little sautéed apples, carrots, which gives it a nice color and a nice sweetness. Nick's going to add the squashes here.
And what kind of squash is this right here?
This is butternut
Okay.
and then acorn.
But again, they've been roasted in the oven first.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And it's a pretty simple dish. You get all your stuff sautéed. And the recipe will be on the internet so you can look at it. You add your squash, your stock, bring it up until it's nice and tender, and then you want to puree it, which Nick has a
throw
little
it in the
blender.
blender.
Yep. Put a little bourbon in there.
Okay, don't mind if we do.
And what is
Never
that?
heard.
This is a little flour. It's going
Okay,
to
just
mix
to
with the
thicken
duck
it?
fat to create a roux.
Okay. Making a roux.
Making a roux.
And you know, the Ronald McDonald House for us is a great experience. There's about 20 culinary members involved. They give their time well in advance. I mean, what the Ronald McDonald House does on a daily basis is the roots of the hospitality business.
Definitely. And it's not like you guys are just showing up and you're just going to cook one little meal. You're going to be there all day.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a fun day, though. It's well worth it. We got,
Yeah,
like
breakfast,
I said,
lunch, and dinner,
breakfast,
right?
lunch, and dinner. The dinner is focused kind of on a Thanksgiving theme. So we'll have turkey, ham, mashed potatoes. stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
They
You did
are
it
in for a
last year.
treat.
Did you get any feedback from the guests at the Ronald McDonald
There was a
House?
few special requests for what they'd like to see for the next year as far as breakfast food and what the offerings were, and we accommodate that. And there's a lot of, we use a lot of special treatments for the special guests who have, dietary restrictions.
Yeah.
We'll bring food to the hospital. If they're
wow.
stuck in the hospital, we'll have people, couriers, bring it over and
That's
drop it off, which is
wonderful.
nice, yeah.
Very cool. Now, what have we added to the soup now?
Okay, while you guys were
lost
talking,
me.
I worked my roux in, and then I added some warm chicken stock.
Okay.
About half a quart of heavy cream. And what I'm going to do now is I'll just pull out a stick blender and puree it.
Oh.
And you'll puree it to get a really nice smooth consistency, but you want to be sure to run it through a strainer or a china cap before you actually serve it. It'll give you a lot creamier. It'll pull out any little pieces that you might have missed from your herbs or anything that may have roasted a little heavy.
And since you pre-roasted the squash, you can do this pretty quickly after you add all
Oh
your
yeah,
ingredients.
definitely. I mean, it can be done in probably 15 minutes. It's
wow.
a matter of while the squash is roasting, you can kind of get all of your other aromatics chopped up. And
So this really, this is not a labor-intensive recipe. This
Very
really is
simple. It's
pretty
very
easy to
nice.
do at home, and a great flavor, I'm
It is.
sure. And
It's-
probably the best way to blend it would be in a giant blender.
if you had one, yes ma'am,
Okay.
that'll work just fine.
Now, we did give the little tease earlier that you can help out the Ronald McDonald House just by eating Thanksgiving dinner. Tell us how we can get reservations for that Thanksgiving dinner and when it's going to run.
It's going to run, well, there's 3 different outlets that we do at the sanctuary. It's the Grand Oaks Ballroom, which will give back a portion of the proceeds to the Ronald McDonald House.
Yep.
And we're hoping to do about 600 people for that. Wow. Jasmine Portia's a nice grand buffet with action stations. And then the Ocean Room does a 4-course pre-fee menu, which is the very nice, elegant.
So if you didn't feel like cooking on Thanksgiving Day, what a way to do it. Get
Yeah.
somebody else to cook for you, and what
Yeah.
better.
And there's plenty of
better to cook
availability,
for
so
you.
please, if come on out.
But they should call ahead and make a
Yes,
reservation.
yeah.
And
Reservations are
the
definitely
Ocean Room,
preferred.
I just have to say, has to be one of the most beautiful spots in the
It is.
entire low
It's
country.
right on the ocean, and it's
Yeah.
a beautiful, beautiful restaurant.
Well, let's see the finished product.
Sure. It's right here. We got it ready to pour.
And what are you putting on top?
This is a little duck confit. We have a little apple creme fraiche. Kind of has a nice
Look at that
mouthfeel.
beautiful color.
Yeah.
Now, if that
That just
doesn't
looks
scream
like fall.
Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving and
exactly.
fall.
Oh, wow.
Apple creme fraiche.
Ooh.
And you use your duck confit in there. Nice little duck, local squash soup.
You're going to have to fight me for it, Dave. It looks really good.
Thank you very
Guys,
much.
thanks for being with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
Our
thanks
pleasure.
for doing what you do for the Ronald McDonald House.
Absolutely. It is our pleasure.
Well, from culinary delights to a treat for your ears, we've got a live performance with the Sons of Bill. Stay with us. That's next. Yeah, I made something.